Okay, I'm going to do a review on, I've had the Razor for about 3 months. I did a review on some things. Here's Cash. What's up, buddy? I did a review on all the things that I'd put on it, including light bar, lighting kits, speakers, and all that. I've had it out a couple times. The only issue that we really had, the biggest issue was the stock flares that come with it. Now, I've already changed these and took them off. It's actually pretty easy. Here are the front ones. I'll just kind of go around. Sorry, I know it's a little sunny here on the back. And here's the back. Now, I'll kind of show you up under here. You see this area right here? You actually don't have to take the factory one off. And I'll explain all that here in just a second. Okay, here's kind of a back view. Just gonna go around. I'll kind of go over, I guess, a few things too, other than just for the fender flares. Now, it does give it definitely a bulkier stance. Again here, you can see a little better in the shade. Cash, give it away. Okay. Now, the factory ones would stick out about where this area is right here and come straight across. So you get about 5 extra inches. And why it doesn't come that way, especially with these tires. Now, I have, I ended up getting some of those Rocketane 30-inch trail tires. They've been great. I think those are STI rims also. And those will still kick up a lot of mud and dirt. But these are on a whole different level. I mean, I call them 2-pounders. And when you get in the mud where it's really thick mud, it'll constantly just kick stuff up to where, I mean, whether it's in your passenger, right in through here, up in the front, from the back, it will throw mud absolutely everywhere. The top up through here. We had it at Diesel Mud Ranch last weekend, and it was a nightmare having to clean. Now, from the side, I am going to say, I mean, they do kind of look a little bulky. It depends if you really like that look. But from the front and the back, you know, they look really cool. I live by the river, down by the Merrimack. So I went ahead and took it out today and just it got a little bit of mud and stuff on it, not a lot, just to see how it would kick up. Went through a little bit of water down through there where it normally would be all over the glass, in the front, on me, because if you can't normally keep your arm outside of this area and through here, you have to keep it on the inside. But today, for the first time, I actually had my elbow sticking off the actual top of the door. Now, Polaris doesn't make the front brand. The front ones are Polaris, and the back ones are from I think is it Super ATV. Yeah, Super ATV. That's actually where this bumper came from too. So Polaris doesn't make a rear one yet. So I'll just start with the front one. Super easy. There's going to be 5 bolts. You'll have 1, 2, and 3 up here at the top. Then you'll have the 2 right down through here, and then you'll end up having these little, where you can just use a little screwdriver and pop the head out of that. This middle piece will pop right out, and then you can just pull the whole thing out to get it off. And then you just put that back in, do the exact same way. Now on the back side, you're gonna have to end up taking all the bolts off the factory one, and then you're gonna end up having, Cash, get over here, Cash, get over here. You're gonna end up taking the bolts off over here, and then you're gonna end up having to take these 2 off again, where you'll end up using the screwdriver to pop the middle piece out and then pull the little housing out inside it. And so you'll have to take all the bolts and screws off, because you'll end up having to slide. I'll try to find these clips. Thanks, Cash. Thanks. These little clips right here beside that piece of mud, you'll have to put that on all of these through here to replace it. Now, I was going to use the old ones that it came with, and it seemed like it would still tighten up on those, but the new ones, I think, are just a little bit more snug. So what you end up doing is just take all the screws off the factory, the smaller factory one that it comes with, and then you will end up changing the clips and putting the clips back on where they originally came off of in these areas back through here, because you'll end up having one here, here, here. Now, I painted my bolts black just because they came in the stainless steel. I don't know why they would come in stainless steel, but it was really noticeable. I didn't think it looked that good. And then what you'll do is you'll just slide this bigger piece, just slides right over the actual existing rear fender flare, and then you just put the little bolts on that it comes back with, and put these, you know, I don't even know what they're called. They can be a pain in the butt, so you definitely want to get that lined up. I would start putting those in first and take those out first. And again, you're just going to use a little screwdriver and pop this little piece out, and it'll come, and you'll pull it out, and then you'll take the little housing out. Sometimes it'll come with it that it goes in. But it has stopped a ton of mud. You'll see a little bit that got thrown up in through there. But I'll give a little better review, I guess, maybe after this weekend. We're going to go up to Hillbilly Ranch in Jerseyville, Illinois. And I'll kind of give you a review of it. But overall, everything's been working out really well. Another thing I would recommend is get a bottle of water, get a little drill bit, and drill a bunch of holes in the top of it, just so where if you have some water, you can always at least just spray it kind of on the windshield to get that cleaned off, because you don't want to start wiping that when the mud starts getting really dry, or it won't scratch it. I just have the polycarbon one. Keeping it clean. Let me come over here. This is a huge thing. I bought one of those foam cannons from the chemical guys, and I'll show you the washing solution that it comes with, and I would highly recommend this. This thing has been fantastic. It's called Tough Mudder, is the actual cleaner, in this little foam cannon right here. It'll come with one little bucket there. You can measure like 1, 2, or 3 to put as far as the solution in there. And this right here, that's the actual foam cannon. So this will go down in here, just like that. You'll screw and tighten that back on, and then the foam will come flying out of this. Now what it recommends is to fill this up to about, what is that, 2 milliliters or 300 milliliters here. I've been just putting 2 in instead of 3. I may go 3 if it's really muddy. But what you do is you'll fill that up to 2 or 3, and then you'll fill this up with warm water to the top, shake it up a little bit, put this on, and then it will spray foam, I mean, for absolutely forever. And again, that's chemical, guys. And if you use the solution, the cleanser, it's so thick, it's almost like a grease on your hands. So you have to really wash your hands to get the soap actually off, because that soap is so thick. But I had this thing completely covered. You couldn't even see what color it was. You couldn't even see the holes in the rims, the tires. This thing was absolutely destroyed as far as mud on it. Took it through a couple car washes on the way back home, and then used that on it the next day where it was really bad, and it looks fantastic. And I do use this Meguiar's spray on the plastic that you can use on tires. It seems to have helped also. I might as well just show you that one over here. So I'll put this on the plastic, this Meguiar's Hot Shine, and it seems to help the dirt kind of fall or peel off. And that's the thing about the chemical guys, shampoo or a detergent that you use on there. They say it's the same thing. It doesn't allow mud to stick as well. So I don't know how much truth to that there is, but I will say, for as bad as it looked to how it looks now, that stuff's worth its weight in gold. I think the foam cannon was about $89 for this one, and I think these are like, those are probably what, 2 gallon, 3 gallon, something like that. Probably 2 gallon. I think those were like 30 bucks. And I've got another one for my car, the one with the pink. It's not as abrasive, I guess, or as thick. But yeah, then you can just kind of use your rag and wash it over. But as far as fender flares, sorry to go back and forth, but those fender flares worked fantastic. I would highly recommend them. Again, the front were from Polaris, the back were from Super ATV. They reach about $250, and it took about probably, the fronts only took probably about 5 minutes to put on, maybe 10. The back were a little bit more of a pain. This side went on really easy. I did it by myself. The other side I had my wife come out because I couldn't get the piece to kind of stay back in place. The original piece, when I was trying to slide this over it to get the screw started. But it would be best to have somebody help you. It'd make it a lot easier to line the holes up. All right, I hope this helped.